Hello everyone! Welcome to Lately at Lucid, our biannual user event where we demonstrate the latest and greatest happenings at Lucid Software. I'm your host, Bear Shelton, and I lead our customer education efforts. I'm thrilled to be back with all of you today. As you may remember, last April, we expanded the vision of the Lucid Suite and introduced the category of work acceleration. We want to support our users as they drive large-scale change, such as improving processes and increasing business agility. We took that mission seriously. Today, we're excited to show you how you can now use Lucid to accelerate virtually every initiative within your organization. Let me set our agenda. First, we'll talk through an initiative on everyone's minds, transforming your operations with artificial intelligence. And we'll show how Lucid can play a key role as your organization determines the best ways to integrate AI. Then, of course, we want to announce all of the capabilities we've been developing within our core Lucid Suite, our accelerators, and airfocus to reach your business goals at top speed. We'll demonstrate what's available right now, plus give you a sneak peek into our plans looking forward. After this keynote, we'll move into breakout sessions that give you actionable tips and a deeper look into using Lucid for product development, process improvement, and increasing efficiency across your business. So we hope you stick around for those sessions. Now, let's get the show going. To start us off, I'll hand things off to Lucid CEO, Dave Gray.
Thank you, Bear, and I'm so glad you've all taken the time to join us today. We're excited to reveal some new capabilities and dig into the many ways that you can leverage the power of Lucid to accelerate work. As Bear said, Lucid helps organizations with virtually any initiative. And right now, there is no initiative more important, more potentially beneficial, and more disruptive than harnessing the power of AI to help transform business. AI promises to revolutionize business on a scale we haven't seen in decades, or perhaps ever. While every vendor is adding AI capabilities to their product, including Lucid, and I promise that we have a lot of exciting work to show in that realm, there's another conversation that isn't getting the attention it deserves. Right now, a massive gap exists between the promise of AI and the ability of businesses to leverage AI, particularly Agentic AI. Because agents are intended to interact with various business systems and processes, they require significant context to work effectively. That means detailed instructions on how to execute tasks. But many businesses don't have that context available. They often rely on unofficial best practices, institutional knowledge from their employees, or fragmented workflows across different tools. This lack of documentation and understanding of how the business actually works will prevent organizations from realizing the full potential of Agentic AI. Analyst firm Gartner summarized this situation with a brief yet stark warning to business leaders. Enterprises are not ready for AI agents. To better illustrate this challenge, I'd like to use an analogy called the last mile problem. In logistics, the last mile refers to the final stage of delivering goods or services to the end user. And thus, the last mile problem refers to the significant challenges, inefficiencies, and disproportionate costs associated with this stage. This issue has been observed across industries. For example, consider the challenge that Amazon has in delivering packages. Major improvements in distributing goods to warehouses or packaging and shipping goods from the warehouse are undermined quickly if that last mile remains inefficient due to incorrect addresses, missed deliveries, inefficient routes, and more. So how does this concept apply to AI? In this context, the last mile is the difficult stage of integrating AI into day-to-day workflows. Just as any improvement to delivery services doesn't mean much until that package is in a customer's hands, AI can provide real value only once it's connected to the human using it. Only once it simplifies or automates a real complex part of your business operations. The data backs up this analogy. Consulting firm Capgemini reported earlier this year that 80% of organizations lack the infrastructure to scale agentic AI efficiently. And that figure might be optimistic. But enough about the problem. AI is the future. And at this critical moment, Lucid offers the solution to help companies prepare for and execute their AI strategies. Our platform bridges the gap between emerging AI capabilities and the practical realities of deployment, especially for large enterprises. Let me walk through the ways that Lucid supports companies at each stage of AI implementation. First, AI readiness. Lucid helps companies build a shared understanding of how the business currently works by documenting processes, systems, data flows, user journeys, organizational structures, and other critical business practices, even the institutional knowledge that's difficult to codify. This documentation provides context that is vital for agents to work effectively. And it gives the business a chance to identify gaps or weaknesses that AI will only compound. As Bill Gates said, the first rule of any technology used in a business is that automation applied to an efficient operation will magnify the efficiency. The second is that automation applied to an inefficient operation will magnify the inefficiency. No product on the market makes it easier to codify any process or system than Lucid. Full stop. Because of its ease of use, intelligent features, and foundation in real-time collaboration, Lucid allows companies to enlist more people in documenting the business. And it even saves time by generating diagrams and other visuals automatically. Teams can also add the Cloud Accelerator to speed up the documentation of cloud infrastructure, and the Process Accelerator to better centralize and share documentation. Second, AI strategy. Lucid helps businesses collaborate as they identify opportunities, gain alignment, and build effective AI roadmaps. This stage is similar to the process that teams go through when developing products. Leaders need a space to come together in real time or asynchronously to brainstorm, prioritize the most promising opportunities, facilitate planning sessions, and develop roadmaps and work items to start moving. To manage and accelerate this process, our customers turn to the Lucid Suite, as well as our Agility Accelerator and airfocus. Third, AI execution. Lucid helps businesses drive change and adoption through increased visibility and knowledge sharing. Once the organization has aligned on a plan for implementing AI, team members can use Lucid to visualize the new state of the business, including how humans and AI agents work together. Then they can share that documentation within a single source of truth. We're also going to talk about some of our own AI capabilities later in the session to help with execution. We are confident that Lucid can not only prepare companies for AI, but also play a pivotal role in executing AI strategy. But we'd love to show you in more detail how this process could look in Lucid. And to demonstrate these stages for us, I'd like to welcome our SVP of Strategy and Operations, Jamie Lyon.
Thanks, Dave. Before we get into all the new features we're releasing, I'm excited to show you how you can use current functionality across Lucid's entire platform to drive a large-scale initiative like AI transformation. Let's start with AI readiness. Like Dave mentioned, Agentic AI is coming. And if you don't have extensive documentation, you'll be adding these AI agents into blank or broken systems, which is only going to produce blank or broken results. Even if you're not thinking about AI transformation or experimentation, clear centralized documentation is essential for aligning teams, driving efficiency, and scaling your business. So the first thing you can do is to start documenting the way things work at your company. And there's no better product for that than Lucid. You can visualize all the people, processes, and systems that make up your business. Map out what's happening, who's involved, and how things operate. You can get a head start with hundreds of available templates, or you can generate a diagram by simply typing what you want to see with AI. More on this later, so stay tuned. You can also link data to your diagrams and then use conditional formatting to surface insights quickly. Again, the more information you have in your documentation, the better. It's richer context for both the business needs of today and external AI agents of the future. And of course, you'll want to share these documents with your team so they can make adjustments and capture exactly how your business works. Better yet, you can publish official documentation into centralized repositories that are easily accessible and searchable by your entire company. You're also going to need to start figuring out your AI strategy. What's the plan for implementing AI at your company? What are the opportunities, the highest priorities, and the risks? And critically, is everyone working together and aligned on that AI strategy? Lucid can help you get moving on your AI strategy right now. You can start by getting the right project documents and the right people together in a team hub. Let's say your company has an AI center of excellence that includes you, a handful of executives, and cross-functional leaders. Now you have a central place to work on this AI initiative. You could get the ball rolling by brainstorming AI opportunities. Maybe you and your team start by thinking through the highest impact areas to apply AI. You can do that live together or asynchronously with the frames and paths that guide team members along. You can also use AI to do workshopping tasks for you, like sorting your brainstorm into themes or summarizing key concepts. Once you've brainstormed AI opportunities, you and your team can use Lucid to quickly get aligned. For example, you could move all the ideas on where to apply AI into a visual activity, and then have each team member weigh in on the feasibility and impact. Instead of aligning over the course of several hours of discussion, you can see where there's consensus in minutes. Now you can take those top ideas on where to apply AI and turn them into tasks in Lucid that automatically sync with your project management system. As your company actually starts to implement AI, you'll need to actively manage those efforts. And what you need to execute on AI transformation probably won't be too dissimilar from what you need to execute a new product. There's a strategy, roadmap, projects, tasks, and so forth. So when it comes to AI execution, here's how Lucid can help. Those cross-functional AI teams, the boots on the ground who are implementing AI across your business, can keep working out of team hubs to coordinate efforts more effectively. You can also use airfocus to build strategic roadmaps with specific work items, and then efficiently plan out the tasks, make real-time adjustments, and drive results forward faster than ever. As AI becomes more and more an integral part of your company, you can use Lucid to diagram out those new realities. For example, you might update your process documentation with swim lanes that specify an AI agent's role, and use layers to make those changes even easier to comprehend. We've even added AI transformation templates to help you through this journey, from mapping out your processes to workshopping priorities to executing as a cross-functional team. There are so many ways you can use Lucid's current functionality to drive AI transformation today. But we have ambitious plans for the future, where Lucid plays an even bigger role in turning the promises of AI into a tangible reality that makes your business more efficient than ever. For more on that future vision, plus the newest capabilities within the Lucid suite, I'll pass the virtual stage over to VP of Product Management, Jerem Chung.
Thanks, Jamie. I am thrilled to introduce the new and upcoming features that will accelerate your work in Lucid. First off, you can tell by Dave and Jamie's remarks that AI has been top of mind for us, like the rest of the world. In particular, implementing AI functionality across the Lucid platform has been a top priority for our teams. We have developed and released significant tools to help users build diagrams, sort ideas, summarize content, and more. Today, we are excited to announce Lucid AI.
Lucid AI builds on our intelligent work acceleration platform to empower teams to create, collaborate, and uncover insights, all in an effort to maximize efficiency and output. Use Lucid AI to create content on the canvas, such as diagrams, summaries, and custom styles. Collaborate with Lucid AI, just as you would another team member, to refine your visuals and create clarity. As work progresses, Lucid AI can surface key insights that may have otherwise been overlooked, leading your team to make more confident, smarter decisions. Lucid's commitment to AI doesn't stop there. Our ultimate vision is to help our users increase productivity by connecting intelligence across the Lucid platform. We plan to develop our AI capabilities within Lucid accelerators, create sophisticated agentic workflows, and launch Lucid's MCP server to connect agents across tools. There's also a lot more to come as we continue to build the only intelligent work acceleration platform, with AI as a key driver, and we hope you'll join us along that journey. Outside of AI capabilities, we have also continued to invest in our core suite and enhance the functionality within our accelerators announced last April. Whatever your use case, the deep intelligence and collaboration brought by Lucid will help you reach your goals at top speed. But, as always, we know the power of showing over telling at Lucid. So let's go over to Bear and Amy to walk us through these updates.
Now that Jerem has perfectly introduced our newest capabilities, I'm sure you're all eager to see these changes in action. So, we're going to walk you through them right now. Partnering with me to demonstrate these exciting capabilities is our internal product enablement manager, Amy Simic. And since we don't want to keep you waiting any longer, Amy, why don't you kick things off?
Sounds like a great plan to me. Like Jerem mentioned, we want to help you accelerate your work through intelligent features. So let's take a first look at some of the enhancements across the core Lucid suite. Let's say my company is pushing on documentation. We're prepping for Agentic AI, and I'm doing my part. I own some complex processes, and I'm quickly getting everything out of my head and into this document. But when I'm done, it doesn't exactly look pretty, and I don't have the time or the design expertise to make it look good enough for the stakeholder presentation I need to give in 15 minutes. Fortunately, Lucid's got me covered. I can come over here and apply assisted layout. And just like that, my entire diagram gets a makeover. Shapes are automatically aligned, lines are taking more direct paths, and I can also grab these handles and easily adjust the spacing between shapes in a consistent, uniformed way. If I want to move some things around, shapes snap into place and lines automatically reroute to the best path. It only took a few clicks for me to take this diagram from chaos to clarity. If there are new parts to this process, I can just drop them in and my diagram automatically adjusts. Before assisted layout, I'd be moving shapes and rerouting lines manually, but this takes the pain out of updating diagrams. We've also improved how you collect feedback. In assisted layouts, collaborators can now attach notes to specific objects. This means your sticky notes are actually sticky, even as your work grows and evolves. And assisted layout isn't just for diagrams. Here, I've got a bunch of sticky notes from a brainstorming session. I can apply assisted layout to move them into an organized frame. And then I can span this shape to create even more structure around these sticky notes. This functionality makes your board so much neater without all the manual labor. What we've talked about so far is available in the Lucid suite right now. But I want to show you how we're refining this experience. Even if my team starts adding more ideas to this frame than I have room for, assisted layout expands the frame and nudges other frames over. It's like the canvas has spatial awareness, and I am all about it. And here's one of my favorites to end on. Let's say I've got a fairly complex diagram, but I want to make it more digestible for stakeholders. With assisted layout, I can now select a portion of my diagram and make that selection collapsible. I can shrink things down for a simplified view or expand to show all the details. Whether you are creating process documentation or putting together presentations, assisted layout lets you focus on your content rather than the look of your diagrams or boards. You don't have to spend time meticulously tweaking shapes and lines to get things looking just right.
Where assisted layout helps you polish your diagrams, Lucid AI can generate those diagrams from scratch to save you even more time. Let's take a look at how Lucid AI can help you create faster than ever. Let's say I'm an IT manager. Diagrams are critical for my team, whether we're undergoing AI transformation, mapping out our systems, or just looking to clarify complex processes. But the less time I can spend actually making all these diagrams, the better. So I'm going to use Lucid AI. It's even more intelligent than before, and it's even easier to access all its capabilities in this one interface. Imagine I need to create an infrastructure diagram. I'm simply going to type in a prompt for that diagram. I'll give it details about what objects to include, the cloud services we use, and how I want things labeled. When I submit my prompt, it doesn't take long for Lucid AI to generate a diagram. I can continue to iterate on the diagram through AI chat. Like, maybe I want to make it a more concise, high-level diagram. Then, Lucid AI will pare it down to just the basics. Or let's say I'm on the other side of the spectrum and I've got something more complex in mind. I can upload a file alongside my prompt to give Lucid AI even more context for a detailed diagram. Maybe I want to set up some stronger visual cues in this diagram. I used to have to set conditional formatting rules manually, but now I can ask Lucid AI to do that work for me. I'll just type out some simple examples, like adding an alert icon to all my server shapes and a red fill for any firewalls. Then I hit go, and the conditional formatting rules are applied. I can easily modify those rules right here in the AI chat panel as well. And I can always manually make edits to get the diagram just right. Whichever way I go about it, I can quickly move past the blank canvas and build this diagram quickly. I can also use Lucid AI to help me brainstorm. Let's keep with the IT manager example and say I've got a goal to decrease our ticket response time. In this same panel, I can ask Lucid AI to generate ideas on the topic. Not only does Lucid AI evaluate my prompt, but it also uses context from the canvas to improve its output. And just like that, I've immediately got an initial set of ideas that me and my team can build off of. I can also use Lucid AI to help me collect insights. Imagine a few members from my IT team went off and held an hour-long workshop on decreasing ticket response times. They came back with this board full of ideas, diagrams, and action plans. Instead of poring over this entire board, I can open the Lucid AI panel again, and this time I'm going to ask it to summarize the entire canvas. And there, I quickly get an outline of what's on the board. In a matter of minutes, I'm up to speed on what happened in the workshop. If I want other team members to get a quick overview, I can insert that summary directly to the canvas. I can even ask Lucid AI to get more specific with the insights I want it to pull. I'll ask it to list out only the action items from the board. Lucid AI reviews all the content on this canvas and kicks out just those action items. If I want that list to be more concise, all I have to do is ask. And it happens right here in the chat panel. Now, let's imagine that my IT team and I pulled in our backlog of support tickets. Instead of us trying to sift through all these, I can ask Lucid AI to sort this portion of the canvas. It groups together and labels related tickets, making it easier for my team to tackle chunks of work in a more efficient manner. Lucid AI also collaborates with me throughout my experience. If I request something and it doesn't understand, it'll ask clarifying questions. It'll also point to the relevant help desk articles to get me an answer on what I'm trying to do. If I'm brainstorming a topic and start to hit a wall, I can call on Lucid AI to analyze the ideas I have so far and then add more. I can also use / commands to guide Lucid AI on what tools I want it to use, as well as type out multiple tasks in one prompt. Lucid AI is incredibly capable. It will execute on each of those items without stopping and needing me to tell it what to do next. Everything we've shown is available right now for you to use, but the demo you've just seen is only the beginning. Behind the scenes, we're developing new functionality that will take Lucid AI to a whole new level. First, we're introducing Lucid's MCP server. To put it really simply, it's a way for AI models to securely connect to Lucid's data sources and capabilities. Let's use Claude as an example to demonstrate how you can use everyday language to interact with your Lucid content. You'll be able to search your Lucid documents and find exactly what you're looking for. You can ask it to summarize a document, and you'll get a comprehensive analysis of the entire canvas. You can even ask it to create new Lucid documents. And if you're connected with other tools inside an LLM, you'll be able to continue your workflow seamlessly. All from within these AI platforms that we're using more and more regularly. We're really excited about where we're going with Lucid's MCP server. There's a lot of additional value coming. And we'll continue to invest in this strategic area, connecting with various AI models, data sets, and tools to unlock sophisticated agentic workflows. We're building towards a future where, within Lucid, you can visually collaborate with AI agents from the systems and tools you use most. Lucid will become a central hub for this new kind of collaboration, enabling a powerful partnership between human creativity and AI execution. We'll review AI, assisted layout, and other functionality in more detail during our breakout session on intelligence in the Lucid Suite, so head that way after the keynote if you want to learn more.
Now let's talk about the accelerators, which you can add to the Lucid Suite to drive large-scale change throughout your organization. 6 months ago, we announced our plans for the Process Accelerator, and we launched it this summer.
And now this solution has become even more critical.
It certainly has. Documenting the way your company works is an essential step for optimizing workflows and, like Dave mentioned earlier, prepping for Agentic AI.
Let's check it out.
The Process Accelerator contains repositories, a dedicated space for official company documentation. Whether that's customer service procedures for a support team, logistics processes for business analysts, system maps for enterprise architects, you name it. Each repository contains only approved, up-to-date documentation. And it's easy to set up. Let's say I head up the risk management team at my company. So the process manager creates a risk management repository for me. I can establish owners who will be notified of any requests to update items within this repository. If I already have existing files, whether in BPMN formats, in other tools, or in Lucid, I can import those into the repository. There they are. And then I can create folders to keep all this content organized. Once I've set up the repository, it's easy for me to see how the official company documentation is connected. Take this payment processing file as an example. I can see that it lives both in the online checkout and point of sale documents. I can also see that payment processing uses a couple of established sub-processes, data validation and fund transfer. Beyond that, I get helpful context around recent updates, the current version, and the process owner. And when I open up this document, you'll see that the content is locked. Changes have to go through an approval process. These repositories serve as a single source of truth, giving everyone at your company visibility into how your business operates. But we also know that it's important for some official documentation to be less visible. That's why we're developing the ability to restrict access. Let's say I'm the owner of this HR repository, and there are some new processes I want to have documented, but they hold sensitive information. The process manager can create another repository for me, and this time they can set the repository to private. They can grant access to just my leadership team, plus a select few other individuals who will need access. Within this new private repository, I'll add all those processes that contain sensitive information. This documentation will only be discoverable by that smaller group of team members who are granted access. But for anyone else in the company, those private documents are hidden. They can still view the rest of our important HR processes without stumbling across confidential documentation. We're also developing reusable, predefined object assets. My team and I already created these roles, activities, and IT systems, and then stored them in the repository. If I drag one of these IT system assets out and add it as a step in my diagram, I can see the custom data for this asset in this panel. The same goes for all these other predefined assets. They're the building blocks that anyone on my team can reuse in their process documentation. Plus, these are smart assets that make our work more efficient and consistent. I can see everywhere one of these objects is used, allowing me to manage my processes in a really scalable way. Private repositories and object assets will be coming in the next few months. To dive deeper into the existing functionality within the Process Accelerator, be sure to join our breakout session later.
You're probably sensing a theme. Accurate documentation is key to most business initiatives, and that includes documenting cloud infrastructure.
Lucid's Cloud Accelerator makes it easy for teams to import, understand, and optimize their cloud environments, whether your company is just now migrating to the cloud or you're anticipating an AI-first future.
With the Cloud Accelerator, you can import your company's AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud data. Let's say I'm on AWS. When I go through this import process, Lucid loads all my AWS accounts. I can import all of them, or maybe I exclude some that have sensitive data. But once I make my selection, no one at my company has to import these accounts again. I can choose which data to share and then send it to anyone on my team. I'll send these accounts to our SRE managers. Now they can access this data without having to go through that same import process. And they can create their own models and views of our company's cloud environment. We also launched blueprints for the Cloud Accelerator. Blueprints are sets of templates that outline a standardized, proven workflow. Imagine I'm starting up a new cloud implementation project. I don't have to make my own plan or dig around for company standards. I can just add this blueprint to my team, and now I've got a clear path to move my cloud project forward from start to finish. We're also developing APIs that will allow you to run code that will programmatically create and update cloud datasets in Lucid. That'll unlock greater capabilities for importing large amounts of data, running updates at a certain time of day, or creating custom integrations. As of today, you can use the Cloud Accelerator to import and share cloud data, create models, and use blueprints. The API functionality will be coming later this year.
As teams aim to incorporate AI, expedite product development, or more broadly, increase business agility, they need a place to brainstorm, workshop, and align on plans quickly, no matter what type of team or framework they work in.
They need a place to share consistent, scalable workflows while still maintaining team autonomy.
Our Agility Accelerator is just the place. In the Agility Accelerator, you can create and access blueprints, templated ways of working to give teams a starting point and guide the execution of larger scale initiatives. For example, say my organization has a way of doing product discovery that's proven successful in the past. That workflow is outlined in this blueprint that I can add to my Team Hub. Let's dive into one of these blueprint documents. There's plenty that I can customize within this canvas, but the blueprint also provides a process to follow that has been successful for other teams. Like in this example, my team and I can brainstorm different product ideas, align on top priorities, and then do a quick visual activity to gauge team sentiment. And if multiple teams are using this product development blueprint, I can pull all those responses into an insights dashboard to get a clear picture of the health of this initiative. The Agility Accelerator just launched 6 months ago, but there's already a lot of new functionality that we want to share. First, we recently launched enhanced planning features. Capacity planning allows you to visualize workloads with dynamic tables. I'm going to add my team's estimated capacity into this field. Once I have that set, I can quickly see where our estimated work exceeds our estimated capacity. And now I can apply this functionality to a timeline view as well. As I add these epochs and adjust the start and end dates, Lucid automatically distributes the planned work across the timeline. A shorter duration pushes us up against our capacity, while a longer duration spreads the estimated work out. I can also adjust capacity for each of these distinct teams, basing estimates on assumptions we have about planned time off, average velocity, and other factors. Now, it's really easy for me to see if these teams are overcommitted or taking on a feasible amount of work. If I get new information, such as a change in scope, that requires my team to shift this plan, I can do some scenario planning by entering draft mode. This pauses the sync with my system of record, whether that's Jira, Azure DevOps, or airfocus. Now my team and I can play with scope, time, and people assigned to the work, but we're not yet committing any of those changes to our system of record. And if we're in a situation where we're evaluating multiple what-ifs, I can create new scenarios. This duplicates the plan and allows us to think about various circumstances. Scenario planning helps me and my team save time by pulling together multiple data points and visualizing possible routes. Once we feel confident and aligned on the path forward, we can sync just the selected plan back to Jira, Azure DevOps, or airfocus to begin executing. After planning, teams need a quick way to visualize the progress of their work. Like, imagine we're now a few months into this project. It'd be great to see how we're tracking. Good news! We're developing a way for teams to see that progress without ever leaving Lucid's canvas. This will work for any parent items pulled from Jira, Azure DevOps, and airfocus. For example, here's an epic from Jira with numerous child tasks. I can check on our progress, and I can easily see the relationship between these parent cards and their child items. If I click on Children, I can see all the underlying work that makes up this epic. What's been done already, what's in progress, and what hasn't started yet. I can import all of these individual tasks, or only some of them, and add them to my board. This is going to make it so much easier to make sense of how your team's work is progressing. Let's move on to another feature we're developing. Like we mentioned earlier, the Agility Accelerator allows you to collect qualitative insights across several teams and add them to a comprehensive dashboard. Going forward, we're enhancing Lucid AI's ability to surface even deeper insights faster. Let's say your dashboard has been pulling in feedback about risks and potential blockers from 20 Scrum teams over the last 6 months. You can ask AI to analyze your team's comments and find patterns with potential risks. Or you could ask it to identify teams that have a recent spike in their blockers so that you can proactively address bottlenecks. As those insights flow into your dashboard, Lucid AI might proactively suggest helpful next steps, like asking a follow-up question to your team, which you can do directly from here. You can tag the team to ask questions, share observations, and prompt next steps. Lucid AI helps you take action on these valuable insights quickly. And finally, we want to make it so that teams can set up recurring boards even faster. So we're investing in automation and intelligence with blueprints. As leaders create blueprints for their teams, they'll be able to easily connect dynamic information. For example, they might pipe in data from Jira to enhance recurring stand-ups. Then, as teams use these intelligent blueprints, they'll be able to set up their stand-up boards faster than ever before. Instead of manually pulling in Jira tickets, Lucid will automatically create a dynamic table with Jira cards that accurately represent current sprint information. Capacity planning and scenario planning are available in the Agility Accelerator today, with parent cards being added in the coming months and updates to insights and blueprints further down the road.
We've shared updates to the core Lucid suite and our accelerators. So, Amy, I think there's just one more area to cover.
That's right, Bear. We remain very excited about the success and integration of airfocus, a simple yet powerful product management platform that Lucid acquired in April. To hear more, let's check in with the founder and head of product management at airfocus, Malte Schultz.
Thank you, Bear and Amy. It has been amazing to become part of the Lucid team and dive further into the ways that airfocus complements the Lucid suite. Together, airfocus and Lucid bring the flexibility and the structure necessary to support product leaders and product managers as they go from high-level strategy to ideation to reality. Product leaders can collaborate intuitively in Lucid, but then take those unstructured brainstorms and transform them into actionable roadmaps and measurable outcomes in airfocus to provide greater transparency and alignment around product plans. We have already heard success stories from customers who have brought Lucid and airfocus together. And we have one with you to share today. Uninet is a leading provider of ERP and CRM solutions. And as this company went through a transformation and scaled, they needed to give team members visibility and alignment on their roadmaps and strategy. And slide decks and spreadsheets weren't cutting it when sharing that information. Using airfocus, they were able to create a single source of truth for roadmaps and product strategy that has encouraged collaboration in unified teams. With that, I would like to leave you with some thoughts from Xena Trocco, Director of Product Operations at Uninet.
So when we first looked at airfocus, it was really important for us that we had a tool that not only worked for our needs, but was also very flexible and modular, because we have so many different product lines at Uninet, and the way they interact is very complex. Certain things are integrated with other areas. And so we want to make sure that while the company was shifting and we were bringing in new products, new ideas, that we were able to have a product that could grow with us and also be flexible and modular and understand how we could interact with it as our needs changed. So that was really a defining factor for us. And then we saw there was rapid growth happening with the recent acquisition of airfocus with Lucid, and then seeing the power of a suite of tools that could drive productivity and collaboration from ideation all the way into roadmap. And having that dynamically, built in was just so important for us. So that's just something we've been missing, is increasing tools and usage that could help with team collaboration across different teams and disciplines. So we've been very siloed in the past, and I think just having a very centralized tool that could help us bring teams together was just really a great motivator for us to move forward with airfocus. Ultimately, when we looked at a road mapping tool, it wasn't just about finding the right software, it was finding the right people to work with as well. Just having a team that was collaborative, responsive, and just generally invested in our success, that made all the difference.
Thank you, Malte and Xena. It's wonderful to hear the enthusiasm from our customers as they use Lucid and airfocus to drive meaningful product outcomes. And folks, that's our keynote. I hope you're feeling inspired to accelerate the most critical, promising initiatives across your business, including and especially the implementation of AI. Let's keep that momentum going. To close out this virtual event, we have 3 breakout sessions that you can choose from. If you are most excited about our assisted layout and AI capabilities, join Unlocking Intelligence across the Lucid suite to learn more. If you're interested in using Lucid and airfocus within product management, I'd recommend From Vision to Velocity, building the right product faster. Finally, if you're stoked about our newest add-on, check out Scaling Process Management with Lucid's Process Accelerator. Don't get held back by decision paralysis. We'll send out the recordings of this keynote and all the breakout sessions after this event, so you can watch them all if you'd like. So, take a quick break, join your breakout session, and thank you so much for being here for Lately at Lucid.